Hi, my name is Raji Al-Ameen. I'm a student at the Department of Surveying and Geoinformatics Engineering, University of Lagos. And in this video, I would be walking you through the process of forward computation. Basically, when you have a known point and you have a couple of bearing and distances from that known points, and you would like to know the coordinates of other points with the bearing and distance to that particular point, to the unknown points rather. So that is what we're going to use forward computation for, and Autoplan provides this functionality for you outrightly. If you haven't watched the introductory video to Autoplan, I suggest you go back and check that out so you can have like an idea of what Autoplan is all about. Let's dig right into it. So I created an account, a new account, so we have a clean slate to play with. I can just click on this create projects. So let's call this videos. Can give the project number. So it's going to create a new project for me. Into the projects, we click on open so we can see the project's details, and currently we have nothing there, right? So we have the plans and we have the computation. So for forward computation, all you just need to do is come to computation tab and click on the drop down here. So we have forward and traverse and differential leveling, but we're going to focus on forward computation for now. Click on forward computation and you have the ability to basically add your points and degrees. For example, now let's say this is point A. My known points can be like easting, northing, right? Then you can add a new row. You can also add another known point basically, but you can also, since this is a known point, we're going to assume that this point A is a known point and would like to know the coordinates of other points given the distance and bearing. All you just need to do is add the distance and add the bearing for one point to another point. So I will not be adding it manually. I will just basically use sample data, upload a CSV sample data. So we have the functionality for uploading CSV. You got in your data from your field work, you've extracted it into a CSV file or an Excel file. You can go ahead and upload it directly. So we have a template here where you can basically download and see the format of data that we're expecting. So let me just bring this into, so this is the template I downloaded. As we can see, we have the distance, column, degree, minutes, seconds, easting, northing, and the point ID, right? Or the station ID. So this is the known point A, and we want to know the coordinates of point B, point C, point D. So see, this is like a close traverse, right? Because it falls back to A. So I won't be using this data. I have a sample data I'll be uploading. So click on the upload file, and so for example, let's go to, so I have some test data that I would like to use for testing. Give me a sec. So yeah, I found the CSV file and I just click on open, and what it's going to do is going to read the CSV file and load it into the software, right? So this is T1 and this is the easting and northing for T1, and the bearing and distance from T1 to T2, which is this, from T2 to T3, so on and so forth. Then we are going to close back to T1 from T6 to T1 at the known distance and bearing too, right? And because this is a close traverse and T1 is known, you can also decide to apply misclosure error. Basically, we're going to get the error and divide it across all the stations. So you just need to compute. Click on the compute button, and yeah, it has computed the easting and northing for each points, right? So this is the easting and northing from T1, T2, from T1 for T2, for T3. We can see that it has computed them here for T4, T5, T6, and back to T1, right? So we can see that the last T1 is the same as the first T1 because we were able to apply misclosure error. But if we click on disable the apply misclosure error and computes, we can see it's going to give us, basically it's going to be off by some decimals, right, from the known T1. But if we click on the apply misclosure error, it's going to get that error and divide it across all stations. We can decide to save computation, download results, right? Also, you can see the misclosure, misclosure is 0, but if we compute without applying misclosure error, we can see the error that we have minus. For the nothing misclosure, we have minus 0.027, and for the easting misclosure, we have 0.007. And this is the total distance, and because we didn't apply correction, this says no. So we're going to compute and apply misclosure, and everything resets to 0. We can download the results, right? So when we download the results, basically gives us the, so I'm going to bring this into this screen. Basically gives us all our points and the corrected eating and coordinates. You can also decide to save computation. Let's say you're on the field and you're just testing things out, right, and you want to walk back in the office with it, you can just decide to save. So let's say we give it a name and we save. So basically it's going to save that data, right, and we can still go ahead to edit that particular computational data and make changes to it and recompute, right. It's just going to save those points in the database. And we can also decide to convert this to a plan, right? Let's say you want to use this to generate a cadastral plan or something like that. You can decide to convert it to a plan. So you can select the type of plan you want to convert it to, and it's going to convert it to that particular plan with the given coordinates that you've provided, or the given data basically, or the field work provided. So I'm not going to do that now. In other videos, we are going to go through the plan flow and see how that works. Thank you for listening on this video. See you on the next one.